What it do, peace? It's your boy Tony from taophysique, back here with another video, guys. So today is gonna be very laid back. We're gonna be hanging out in the crib today, no wandering around. But today I'm gonna share with you guys 3 weird benefits of intermittent fasting that I bet you didn't know about. So if you guys are ready, let's begin this video. Alright, so before we begin this video, I just want to give you guys an update about my progress so far on this diet. So today was another low weigh-in of 188.8 pounds. So I'm only 3.8 pounds away from my goal weight of 185. So I'm guessing I'm going to hit this in about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, and then we can move on to bigger, better things and do more exciting things with this channel than just losing weight. But anyways, guys, enough about me. Let's get on to the topic at hand and let's talk about these 3 weird benefits of intermittent fasting. Let's go over to the table. Alright guys, so I'm going to make this video really quick because today is Mother's Day and I do want to go see my mama in like an hour. So I'm going to make this really quick because I want to spend time with the one lady that I love.
Mama, I love you. P.O.P. all the time.
So we do know that with intermittent fasting is great for weight loss. I think we all know this by now, especially if you're watching my videos. But there are some other weird benefits of intermittent fasting that I bet you guys probably didn't know about. And the first one is this: intermittent fasting can actually help you improve your learning and your memory. Now the way this works is through a hormone called ghrelin. So ghrelin is a hormone that is spiked when you're hungry, and when ghrelin levels are high, you actually improve your performance with memory and learning tasks. So what this means is when you're deep into your fast, and when ghrelin is high, that means it's going to be a lot easier for you to learn information and it's going to be easier for you to retain that information. Now why this is probably through evolution, because think about it. If you were a caveman, it will make no sense for you to be deep in your fast and to be stupid and not be able to think on your feet and not be able to learn things fast, because you need to learn how to get food quickly unless you're going to die. So this is probably why ghrelin affects your learning, and through anecdotal experience I can relate to this as well, because when I was younger and I used to go to school, University of Alabama, and I was studying engineering, we had classes from 8 a.m. until 3 p.m. right? And I used to actually fast all the way through 4 p.m. And I'll tell you what, when I was in class, it was so much easier for me to learn information and retain information. It was crazy. The professor would only tell me something once and it would just boop, stick in my head and I will never forget it. But the same did not happen whenever I had breakfast. Whenever I had breakfast, I felt very sluggish, I felt very slow, and it was kind of hard for me to think very clearly. Now, even though all these mental effects were great, the problem for me in college was actually going to class in the first place, because your boy used to skip class all the freaking time.
I just told the teacher that I need to go to the bathroom. I didn't tell her which one. I'll go to the one at home.
Why was I like that? I don't know, maybe I just have a problem with rules or stuff, but yeah, I didn't like class, but somehow I still found a way to graduate, so I guess that worked out. Maybe it's because of the intermittent fasting. Warning, Tony from taophysique by no means condones skipping class. If you choose to do so, you increase the risk of fucking up your life and ending up broke, homeless, and unable to afford a gym membership so you can do some bicep curls to look good for the ladies. So guys, stay in school. Then the second weird benefit of intermittent fasting is it can actually improve your mood and your motivation. Now a lot of people might think that when you're doing fasting you might get hangry and you might get sluggish and tired, but this is not true, guys. No. Actually, when you're in the fasted state, you also release some words. Catecholamines. I don't know how to say the word. I'm just gonna put it right here. With this, you release things like epinephrine, norepinephrine, and dopamine, right? Now, these are fight or flight hormones, and when these hormones are spiked, you do tend to feel a lot happier, a lot more motivated, and a lot more focused. So if any of you guys have experience with intermittent fasting, you might be very aware that when you're in your fast, it's very easy for you to think very clearly, and you might feel like a big burst of energy, and this is why that is. Also, because of the spike in adrenaline, well, another interesting fact about intermittent fasting is it actually increases your metabolism by 3%. Kind of crazy, right? This also debunks that whole starvation myth that, you know, if you skip meals, your body's going to shut down. No, not true. In fact, if you skip meals in the short term, your metabolism is actually going to go up. But anyways, that's another little side benefit right there. But another way that intermittent fasting also helps you with your mood is it also upregulates a hormone in your brain called BNDF. Now, when your body is deficient in the hormone BNDF, you are linked to greater risk of depression and other brain dysfunctions. But luckily for you, intermittent fasting actually upregulates this hormone, so it does make you feel a lot more happy and a lot more chirpy. And then the third benefit of intermittent fasting that you might not know about is it can actually lower your risk of contracting type 2 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes is linked with things like insulin resistance, and when you do intermittent fasting, it actually improves your insulin sensitivity, it raises it, and by default it reduces your insulin resistance. And another way that intermittent fasting can lower your risk of type 2 diabetes is intermittent fasting has been shown to actually help people with weight regulation. And one thing that also causes type 2 diabetes is excessive weight gain or obesity. So you losing about 10% of your body weight can actually improve your blood sugar markers and reduce your risk of contracting diabetes. I know, crazy, right? So it seems like intermittent fasting is amazing. It can do all these crazy things, right? But there's also one more benefit. I know I said 3, but actually there are 4 benefits of intermittent fasting. And the 4th one, which is kind of controversial, is that it has been said that it might be able to improve your lifespan. So by now you're probably like, what? I can look good, I can be shredded, and I'm gonna live longer? Shoot, sign me up, man. But the thing about that is, even though it has been said that intermittent fasting can help improve your lifespan, the problem with these studies is these studies have been done on rats.
Chief, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't look like a rat, and I'm sure you don't look like a rat, unless maybe, you know, your mom and dad have like some kind of weird, experimental kind of thing they have going on. I don't know. But yeah, any studies that are done on rats or other animals, they don't really hold a lot of weight, and you shouldn't take those studies very seriously until you see some human studies done. Now, unfortunately, because intermittent fasting is kind of new, it's very on vogue, there are not a lot of human studies to actually show that this is possible, that it can actually improve your lifespan. But I'm sure there are going to be studies that are going to come up in the future that's going to say that this is actually true, because it has been shown that across the board in all kinds of other animals that by doing calorie restriction or intermittent fasting that they were able to increase their lifespan. So it looks very promising that intermittent fasting can actually help you live longer. So guys, this was a really quick video. We're going to have the regular content coming up in a few days, you know, but because today was Mother's Day, I had to make this really quick video. So guys, if you guys like this content, you know what to do. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, man, go ahead and subscribe already, because you know it is cool up in here. And for all my fellas, don't forget who we do it for, guys, the ladies. Peace.